Hello, good morning. How are you? Well, 9:01 a.m. and we are live. Welcome to the morning show. Insight and perspective. I am your host, Bronx Girl. I would like to just thank you to everyone that's coming in. That's listen, I'm trying to get a nice intro, but before I get my intro started, I have to let you guys know again, I cannot see your comments. So let me go to the tablet. So if you come in here and you say hello, I can't pin your comment, but I could see if you come in and say hello. So I'll get started. Like, thank you for listening to my morning show as you come in from wherever you are listening. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support. Today is a what TED Style Talk Thursday. I don't know if anyone know what TED Talks are, but it's like a show. It's a platform, a forum, an open public forum where people come talk for 18 minutes or less, and it's a storytelling. So I'll see if I could talk for 18 minutes or less, or even more. But other than that, I would like to just say thank you, everyone, for coming in, listening on and on this Thursday morning. So I'm looking at the tablets, but let me focus my attention over here. This channel is a variety channel that talk about relationships and other topics, including lifestyle, current events, fashion, and we're about to be in spring. Is today spring or tomorrow? Today is the official day of spring. Oh my goodness. It just dawned on me today is spring. Is today spring? Oh well, what I think today is spring. And spring is a beautiful season. I love spring. I would like to say happy spring to everyone if it is the official start of spring. And one question I have for anyone that's listening in the audience, like I like to get my nails done painted red. And I have a particular color that I like, that I stay with, that I stick to no matter how I go in the nail salon and try to pick out another color. But I like Ferrari red. It's a 430 gel. But I know that it's spring and spring is coming. So a lot of people are going to be like a lot of women choose white nails. I don't know for the life of me. I can't get with the white nail polish. The white, I think I polished my nails white myself. I liked it. It was by Sally Hansen. It was nice, but I don't think I would get it like in the gel color because white is just so, I don't know, common to me. But I prefer red. I like fiery red. I went into the salon the first time I ever got this nail color. I wish I could show it to you guys, but I can't. But this I need to touch up anyway, so it wouldn't really make sense. But yeah, so first time I went in, I was like, I want something seductive, and the girl picked this out, and I've been hooked ever since. So yeah, it's a Ferrari red. It's called 430, but I called it a 304 before, and the technician was looking at me like I was crazy. So I'm a red girl, nail polish over white any day of the week. And if you are, whatever nail polish you choose and you stick to and you like, put it in the comments. I'm white polish. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't tried it yet, but professionally, like if I'm going to get red and I want it to be popping and stand out, I'll do gel at the nail salon. But if I want to try something at home, I'll probably just buy it from the store. But yeah, so that's just something I wanted to share. It's springtime coming, a change of season, but it's still cold here in New York. It's raining outside. It's gray. And I decided to come and say hello to my beautiful people that decide and take their time to listen to me and take me along their day. It's greatly appreciated. So yeah, I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning and got my caramel craze, but I'm growing up. So I don't usually, and I don't order what I usually order with the caramel craze because the caramel craze is like a sugar rush. So I order the caramel craze. Now I got two caramel swirls, almond milk, no whipped cream. no cinnamon sugar. So, I'm learning, but I ordered the large. Next time I won't. I haven't been buying Dunkin' Donuts in a while, which is a good thing because I want to stop buying it altogether because that money do add up. Not saying that I'm going broke over it. People, if you want to buy an iced latte every single day, and if you can, I'm not going to say afford it. If you want it, get it. It's not going to make you no richer or no poorer. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but you would never know unless you stop or continue to buy it. But yeah, so I would like to just, so move, and then I went to Walgreens and I got my favorite lip gloss. I had a $5 coupon. I got a Revlon. No, no, this is not Revlon. This is Rimmel Stay Glossy. It's I know I'm just getting into the beginning of things. Just like to lighten up my audience and say hello. Oh, okay, that's why. It's purple parlor 155. So I'll like put this as a foundation on my lips, this lip gloss, and let it sit. And then I'll put um a layer of lipstick. So yeah, Stay Glossy, Rimmel 155. I didn't even notice that. I had a Walgreens. I bought it at Walgreens. I had a $5 coupon, and the lip gloss was what was it, 5.98. So I was like, no, I usually let the coupon build up to like, the most I let it build up to was probably like $10. I wanted it to build up to 20, but I said nope. I'm not gonna pay $5 for this lip gloss because it went up. It used to be cheaper than that. But that's how my morning went. And of course, Zachary's at school. He had a trip today. They taking him to the museum, and I'm pretty sure he will be looking forward to going on his class trip. But yeah, so what's going on in the news today? I wake up, well, I think it was yesterday. I was hearing that Kanye West was having a mental breakdown, or that's what they say. I just feel like he do have his set of issues. He is mentally, um, he do have a set of mental issues that's going on with him. His explosions, his manic behavior, his impulsiveness, his disregard for other people. Yeah. And that's what happens like with men with Kanye that don't want to confront their mental health issues due to the fact that they're told that if you just pray, it'll go away, or if you just leave it to in the hands of God, it would just all go away and vanish. And that's don't seem to be the case. It seemed like he don't want to take his medication. He's off his medication. He is unhinged. He's not aware of what he's doing. He's having his daughter around, put his daughter on a creep ass pred uh song. That's just crazy. I just read a couple of, well, before I logged on, that he had two creeps come into the house, and her mother, North Mother, Kanye West's daughter and Kim Kardashian daughter, he had a creep coming around his daughter, and she had to call security to bring her daughter home. That's absolutely crazy. I just feel like in the black community, not particularly in the black community, that a lot of things get swept under the rug for the simple fact that the black community don't want to face the fact of there could be some underlying issues with us, with the men. I'm not going to say our men because they don't belong to me, and I don't belong to them. So with black men that sweep things under the rug as if it's going to go away, as if they have all the answers. Hey, Lasagna, thank you. Oh, I do got a comment. I waited long enough. How are you? Good morning. Hello, and how are you? All right, I could end. Well, let me end this one right now. Hopefully, the comments will stay. I was talking about Kanye West and his mental health, and he's not okay. See, men are not okay. Kanye West is a prime example of not being okay. And I know a lot of people may say, well, take in consideration that he did go through a lot, and he lost his mom, and he went through a divorce, and people think he's weird, and people think, like, let's just keep it 100 and keep it straight on the facts that Kanye West do suffer from mental issues. There's no way to put it other than exactly for what it is that he suffers from mental issues, right? And that's okay. Like he's not the only one that suffer from mental issues. It's just the fact that he don't want to get it treated and he wants to ignore all the symptoms when he can get it treated. I know people that suffer from mental issues, mental disorders, and they complain about the medication that they take and that how the medication affects them. But with Kanye West, him being a public figure, he's so paranoid, he don't know who's coming, who's going, or what's going on around him. Yeah, he definitely needs to be monitored and supervised for the simple fact that he would become a great harm to himself and probably a great harm to those around him. And that's that, with Kanye West. I and another thing, with Kim Kardashian, he was married to Kim Kardashian. I was like kind of shocked that Kim Kardashian would marry someone like Kanye because he just looked corny to me. He don't look appealing, not sexy. I'm not saying he ugly. He not ugly at all, but he's just not somebody that I would think Kim Kardashian would marry. Don't, and I'll just leave it at that. But she married a billionaire and he made billionaire kids, and he has to pay money like a billionaire because he made billionaire kids, $400,000 a month in child support. I haven't heard him complain once about him paying child support, $400,000 a month in child support. But other men seem to have a problem with men like Kanye West who can afford and won't complain and will pay because that's what he's supposed to do, because he know that before he made these babies was cost money. He got 4 kids with Kim Kardashian, right? So it makes kind of sense that he paying that much money in child support. But and that's when I say men are not okay. Men are not okay to this for the simple fact they would jump in on something that don't have absolutely nothing to do with them. Like another example is Tiana Taylor. I don't follow her. I see her, I see what she's up to. I don't follow her music. I don't listen to her music, but I probably tune in here and there to see what she have to say. Men were going absolutely crazy. Um, what someone was saying was climbing up the wall, crashing out, and becoming unhinged is because Tiana Taylor got what was due to her out of the divorce. Why men? I don't understand why men come to the other men rescue in this manner. But you won't ever hear a man saying, like, if a woman says she was attacked or she was assaulted or she was scared or feared for her life, a man, and I'm not saying, and I hate that I have to say this, like, not all men, but there are men that don't. So that's why I say men, because there are men that don't come to the rescue or support women in the way that women need to be supported. But another man that can afford to pay child support, alimony, or give what he is supposed to the woman because what it didn't last. Other men that are become and volunteer to be peasants to people like Donald Trump, Kanye West, and any other person that's above their level and that they give other power to. And this is why I say I support and stand up for women, and I will always support and stand up for women. Kim Kardashian is just like an example of how I see things are supposed to go. And I'll tell you like this, I'll say it like this to give an example, because men are not okay. They are led to believe that they are so rational and so logical and could think so well and could come up with so many answers to so many problems and can solve so many problems so quickly and so rationally. Right? So, Kim Kardashian, I'll say it like this because men don't think for a moment. So now we have it where men are making a big deal or even going absolutely haywire and crazy and nuts over single mothers. That's like a running topic right now, right? So, Kim Kardashian, when she got divorced from Kanye, she said she was a single mother, which is absolutely true, right? Because if she was married, she wouldn't be a single mother, a single parent. I'm not talking. I'm talking about legally her being a single mother. And then people started to say, well, she got help. She could hire people. She could hire people for this. She can hire people for that. That's true. So that and so by the same reasoning and the same logic, that means that she's not a single parent, right? And by your reasoning, by your logic, what I'm saying is like if a child grow up in a two family home, if like mother, grandfather, mother, grandmother, that's a two family home. That's a two income home. That's a two parent home. So a child has to grow up in a mother father home for the mother not to be single. And if the woman file head of household, that means she's a single mother. You just like a, a a guest in her home because she can't file you on her taxes. She can't file. Y'all can't file joint taxes together. So if you're not married to a woman and you still have a baby by her legally, she is still a single mother. So when Kim Kardashian said that, she put things into so much perspective, and people was getting down her back. Of course, she has help. The primary reason for uh encourage or the government or the society look at two family homes or a married couple is so that the child will have a better survival or a better chance of surviving and not starving because you're merging um finances together. But men have this notion that a woman that's not with the child's father is a single mother. And I was reading a book and she said it so clearly. Oh my goodness, I don't want to get her name messed up. Oh my gosh. I'll come back and correct it. She said a woman is not a single mother unless she's the only parent that's living. Hi Chris, how are you? Good morning. I got her book. She's the woman that's on Beyonce song, and she's speaking and then she's talking about being a feminist. She said a woman, well, she said no, you're not a single parent unless the other parent is not alive. And she did make it clear, and I agree with her 100%. She also said that the mother is more of the obvious parent, right? So while men could say, no, that's not my baby, that I could deny the baby, they could deny the baby all they want, even with blood tests and DNA tests to prove that they are the father. If you give birth to a child, there's no way that you can deny a baby unless the babies are switched. So, number one, we as women are the obvious parents. Number two, you're not considered a single mother unless the father passes away. Then you will definitely be considered a single mother. And men are tripping out, going crazy, like just taking, I don't know, they need to take something to take the edge off, to like focus their attention on the right things. Going crashing out, climbing up the wall about single mothers, uh crashing out and going crazy over someone, a billionaire paying child support to another billionaire, or crashing out or becoming unhinged and unraveled because a basketball player had to pay his due diligence and his dues and support to his ex-wife. I feel like with men these days and women, you know, we are totally not that different. We are still human, but the simple fact that the separation, no connection, no chemistry, no love is there between us. If men continue to listen to these male podcasters, these negative influence that they choose to listen to and get their advice from, their guidance from, they will be lost. Yesterday I said in my live, and I meant it. I meant it, and I will repeat it again about the men that suffer in silence, about men suffering, about men being lonely and horny and sexless because they have nowhere to turn. They don't want to take responsibility for their actions. They are so quick to blame us women because it's easier to blame women, and women are easier to be looked at as causing the problems historically. Women have not had rights, but we do have rights, and we're going to continue to. Well, I'll say that every woman don't have rights in every country, so I'll just say it like that. As long as men continue to follow the negativity, negative influence, and impressions that they are getting from other men, they would always definitely be lonely. My not advice, from my experience and my knowledge, my I'm just going to say it to women, from me, from my mouth to your ears, is to definitely stay. And I'm not talking about married couples, because married couples is a whole set of that's a whole different topic. That's a whole different discussion. I'm not a marriage counselor, but if you are a married woman and you probably can pick up or even like relate to any of this discussion that we're having today, I'm talking to the women that are single legally, independent legally. Screw that other shit that they attach to being single and being independent. We already know legally and single, when you are legally single and legally independent, you're not married. We'll leave it like that. But like for the woman that wants to at least meet someone, have a relationship, get to know someone, make a connection with someone, don't go for the man that is suffering. He could have a job, he could work, he could still be functional, but underneath all that, when he's suffering in silence, that is a dangerous man. That is a man that you want to stay clear from. That is a man that you don't want to have any a savior complex for. Of course you do have to have a little bit of kindness and compassion, but those are the men that you want to avoid completely. These are the men that will attack you. These are the men that will have no regard for a woman, women, or lack respect for. Right? They're the ones that suffer in silence. Those are the ones that's lonely. And I'm not talking about the ones that, are probably have a little bit of a low accept. No, I'm not going to say low self esteem. Okay, let's just say low self esteem. They don't have much confidence, but they working on themselves and they're not blaming anyone for their actions or what they're going through. I'm not talking about those men that get the bad rap for at least trying to better and improve the quality of their life. I'm talking about the men that expect women to come save them, have your savior complex. Like for example, like Megan Good and Jonathan Major. I personally feel like Jonathan Major was saved by Megan Good, but I don't think that, of course his personality was surfaced because he has masked it. And him and Megan Good are now married. I think that's official. I heard. But with the other man, the average man that suffer in silence, that think a woman owe him something, that he have these high expectations of this woman, this dream girl that he dream of, and when he finally get his dream girl, and he see that his dream girl is only a fantasy and not realistic because of his high expectations, then that's when his beliefs come to the forefront, and that's when he starts to become a fucking monster, right? So you got to be careful of these men that sit and suffer in silence and are waiting for a decent so-called good woman to come rescue him so you could at least poke the bear. Right? Don't come in with your kindness. Don't come in with your niceness, but you can give a little bit, a bit. And when I say bit, I mean a pinch of kindness, or not even kindness, a bit of compassion, and you say, "Oh, I was just, checking to see how you doing. Are you okay?" Even if he say he not good, I'm like, "Okay, well, I was just checking on you. Talk to you later. Take care." If he's saying, "Oh, I'm okay, I'm fine. Okay, talk to you later." That's it. Keep it simple. And I know a lot of people may say why, but and it doesn't have to be based off me personally, and it could be based off of me personally, but it's not like it's not happening in the world, that men are not okay, that they are suffering in silence, that they are waiting for a savior to come save them and poke the bear and poke something in them that it will arise and scare a woman to death. because he come in different forms. He'll come and say, I'm a good man. And then a woman be like, well, I'm looking for a good man. He'll come and say, oh, I fear God. And a woman be like, oh, I want a man, a good man that fear God. Or he'll come and say, oh, I read scriptures. And then the good woman will say, because I'm not a good woman. I don't want to even give that impression that I'm a good woman, because good woman is nothing but a fantasy. I'm not saying that women are not good and they can't be good, but I'm more so of a good human, a good person, a decent human, a decent person. So the good woman comes in, meet the man that's suffering in silence, and not me, because there are warning signs. But with warning signs, you could at least know what you're up for. And no matter how hard a woman fight, to protect herself, to defend herself, there is a chance that you will get knocked down. No, I don't know any woman that I know that could beat a man. And I'm not saying fight him physically. I'm just saying, and I'll leave it at that. But with the good woman that come in and say, oh, I want a good man, that they start off with, I want a good man. Where are the good men? Come a guy, you meet a guy, he be like, I'm a good man. When men say that to me, I'm like, I'm not looking for that. I don't want a good man. I don't even want a relationship. I don't even want to get married. So you don't have to be a good man. Just be a good person. You don't have to put on these roles, these gender roles, being a good man, a good woman. Good woman come in, she meet the good man. He say, I'm a good man. Then he be like, well, I fear God. She be like, I want a good man that fear God. He said, oh, I read scriptures. I read the Bible. So now the good woman is saying, here go a list of things that she want in a man. I want a good man. I want a good man. I want a good man. I want a man that fear God. I want a man that reads scriptures. I want a man that, is a protector and provider. And you know what she run into? She run into the man that suffer in silence. Because deep down in his heart, he know that he cannot protect and provide. Deep down in his heart, he know that he do not want to protect and provide. Deep down in his heart, he know if he have a heart, and if he did have a heart, then he would use his heart more than he use his rational, illogical thinking, or rational, because men's supposed to be so rational and so logical, right? Like we paint this picture of women and men and how they're supposed to act, and have an idea of how we are supposed to act. And these men and women, the good men and good women, are restricted by rules and laws that I would never follow, that I can't follow. That's not for me to follow. But when I meet guys or different type of backgrounds, and you meet guys, you run into guys being a free woman, being a single, independent woman. I don't care how strong anybody say a woman is or how tough she may appear. There is a man always waiting to knock her down a notch, even though she won't go down with a fight. And these are the men that suffer in silence. They get something shiny, something new, something different, something dazzling, something exhilarating, and it appears to them. And then they get to know the woman, and they go, "Oh no, well, she appeared to be nice. I thought she was nice, but what? She challenged my views. She challenged my opinions. She go against my authority. This is not a woman I want to be with, but I'll show her and teach her a lesson." So if that's the type of man you want to surprise you with his behavior and his characteristics, because he lied and said that he's a good man, but this good man is suffering in silence, and he don't want to get the help that he desperately need, because he need to stay away from all women. He needs to stay away from just people in general, but particularly women. Don't go for the man that suffer in silence. Don't be a savior. Don't try to save him. Let him suffer in silence. Let him be at the bottom. And I'm not saying this is not for married couples, because married couples is a little different. You have a little more compassion, kindness. But if you are in a relationship with your husband, and you're not getting what you need and not feeling appreciated, right? I would do the same thing. I would let him suffer in silence as my husband, if he's not going to appreciate my compassion. And these men that suffer in silence, and I don't know, I know I have a lot of people in, I said a lot. I know I would have people in my audience that read the Bible, believe in God, pray, and do all things that they have faith in, and it's okay. That's okay for you, but it's not okay for me. right? These men, they lack empathy. Now I'm reading and listening and hearing that empathy is a sin. So how can you want me to have empathy towards you, for you, as a man that's suffering in silence, and you don't have no empathy for the world, you don't have no empathy for yourself? You just waiting for someone to come save you and rescue you and tell you it's going to be okay because you are a human being. Of course you are a human being, and that's why we as humans need to take the responsibility for ourselves and accountability for ourselves, especially with men. And I say this because my experience with men, I'm not going to say, oh my goodness, every woman that listened to this live, every woman in the world have had a horrible experience with men, and that don't knock them down. We get up and we keep going. Because I run into a lot of assholes. Morning, wishing good vibes weekend. Oh, hey, AJ. You know, we all thank you for coming by. We all run into assholes, but it's just like up to us and to be responsible as women to whether for the point of if we're going to proceed in that direction or not, and more than likely we don't. Like there are warning signs that pop out and that are given to us to show us that, nah, you know what, I believe when he's hostile and aggressive and that macho man mentality that he have, his authority can't be challenged. He want to be respected. So if you have to respect this good man that suffer in silence, and you don't respect this good man that suffer in silence, he think he have the right because he's a man. And he have this fantasy of calling himself king, that if a woman don't respect him or challenge his opinions, and most importantly, question his assumptions. And that's the thing. Men will assume any and every insane, asinine thing about you. I have met men that assume shit about me that I would not even think about. So when I question their assumptions, because they are too lazy to at least ask a question and get some confirmation or clarity, and I question their assumptions, because I question assumptions. Like, don't make assumptions, broad assumptions about me, and that's not just men in particular, and that's where conflict come in, and that's when men will say, well, you're difficult, you argumentative, you like to debate, and we already know that these men lack critical thinking that talk like this. If you are going to question someone, I mean, excuse me, make assumptions about someone, be prepared, men that are not okay, to be pushed back, to get pushed back, and question your assumptions. I mean, you're already starting and causing conflict when you assume something about someone that you don't know instead of asking questions. And my point, and I guess like the overall point of this is to inform, or at least tell women, or not advise, or give a suggestion or recommendation as if it was a job. It's not a job, but like, as a free woman, as a single, legal, single, independent woman, a strong, beautiful, sexy woman that embrace her sexuality, and men always, and they intentionally, and I'm glad I brought that up, they intentionally get the wrong impression of you. And when I say that, like, you could be a sexy, beautiful woman with, you know, uh, great manners, polite, decent, not making sexual advances, but maybe because you have blonde hair and wear purple lipstick and dress nice and look good, or spray a little perfume on, and you go chill with a guy, they think that, you are seducing them. Or this type of man think a seduction is always sexual, because he don't know that seduction have different meanings or interpretations. Or this type of man read the Bible and he get his commandments and his law from the Bible, and women that he look at, and these all go back to a set of beliefs that he see a woman wearing a wig, a blonde wig, and probably red nails, fingernails, and beautiful lipstick. I said beautiful because I like my purple lipstick, and purple lipstick, that he automatically thinks she's a whore. Right? So these are assumptions that men make, and they make them quick, and they intentionally give, no, they intentionally try to have a bad impression of you. Because if a woman is not like seductively or trying to lure you in, or trying to lure you into a trap, because that's her job, and I'm not saying that's like a woman's job on a daily basis, because there are people that have different positions in life, right? So a man, they see this and they think, oh, she dress up nice, she talks sexy, she flirts, she's confident. Oh no. I think she want I think she's trying to give me the impression that she want to be with me. And then you start like, no. I would dress like this whether I'm with you or not. I will talk like this whether I'm with you or not. And that's what I'm trying to say. Stay away from those men that intentionally draw the wrong impression of you. If a woman didn't say, well, if a woman laid out on the line and say, listen, I'm not looking for anything. I like to have fun. Fun is going out having drinks and just laughing. Fun is just doing things that makes you happy. Fun is not always related to sexual activities. And these are the type of men that you have to at least steer clear of. It the ones that make broad assumptions, make any assumptions about you, don't have a clear way, a healthy, and I say clear, a clear mindset, a healthy mindset, that intentionally draw the wrong impression about you. He have this impression in his head that's made up that you haven't discussed. Stay away from the men that suffer in silence, that don't want to get up and take a walk in nature, and don't want to reflect on his life because he's waiting for someone, or society tells him that women are supposed to save him and make things better. Stay away from the men that say that he's cheap. I had a man tell me he was cheap, and then he started pointing a finger at me, telling me, "Oh, you're a strong woman. You an independent woman. You could pay your own rent." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You fucking making assumptions about me. You said you was cheap. You said you was cheap. I didn't ask you for no money, but thank you for telling me that you're cheap, because I don't love cheap men. And I know my women in here that got good jobs, that's decent jobs, have a husband and everything. I'm pretty sure, and maybe I'm different, and maybe you could help me just, think a little different way. I know that any woman that have any pride and joy like myself, and like to look nice, and like to have little things extra, to spend things on yourself, and a man tell you, "Oh, I'm cheap." We didn't even discuss any money. I didn't say anything about money. I know I give you the impression that I like money, because I do. I love money. But that's not going to make me like go around like just doing anything for it. But the fact that a man could tell a woman so open and honestly that he's cheap, it's only one thing to gather from that opinion. I mean that statement, excuse me, is that he in his head think I am a whore. And whether he think I'm a whore or not, and he indicate and he let me know and he tells me up front I'm cheap, well then you can't afford me if you think I'm a whore. If you're not, and they just make these broad assumptions. Like, I never discuss any money. I don't discuss money with men, but I do let them know I don't do anything for free. And however you want to interpret that, because I have the freedom to make my own choices and decisions. We as women have the freedom to make our own choices and decisions. So and you got to be careful. You have to listen to these men and they lingo and the language that they use. They will use things that they think that you're supposed to just overlook. No, let's just get it all out on the line. Let's settle this settle this right now. Let's be clear. upfront, concise, and have some type of clarification. No, I would never love a cheap man. You are unlovable. To me, you have nothing to offer, and these men have a certain pattern and certain behavior and characteristics that they portray. They have a hardened heart. There's no way that we can have fun and you're cheap unless you cutting costs somewhere because you have things that, you know, you can afford nice expensive things, but you could cut costs on. Like say, I don't know, I don't buy Dunkin' Donuts because I have a coffee pot. Oh no, I don't buy food out because I cook at home. Okay, but to say that you are so cheap that it hurts you to spend $10 for a cup of coffee on a woman, or because you're going to what give this exact amount of change. If my lattes cost about $7, and that's I don't even expect men to do this shit. It's just something that like dating, and I'm not going to say dating, just getting to know, exploring your options, and getting to know people, making social connections with other human beings. This is why a lot of women elect to be by themselves, explore their options, get to like, meeting different people because we run into men like this. And those are the men that I want y'all to at least be careful and mindful of. Is the suffer in silence man, the one that have bad impressions of you and make assumptions of you automatically without even questioning anything about you or even asking you questions, right? I'm here to stand up and let you women know these men out here are not okay. They need help. And for married women, like at least you have a little bit of protection because you know that you have you have a honor to fulfill, right? You have a responsibility to uphold. It's not cheating on your husband. I guess that's where your protection come in at. That you won't have to endure half of this bullshit that these men try to, um, present. And it's a lot of bullshit. Yes, and I'm gonna say it like this: I hate the men that I hate. They are hateable. I mean, excuse me. They are unlovable. Those are the ones that I hate, the ones that's unlovable. But I'm gonna start saying men are unlovable instead of me saying I hate men. One of my homegirls be in the store. She came in. She said, "Oh my goodness, you look mad fly." I was like, "Oh my God, thank you." And then she gonna say, she said, "Oh, who you looking for, man?" And I had to let her know in front of the whole store with other men. I hate men. I hate when I'm not gonna say I hate when women do that, but when women do that and say that other women are dressing up for men, that some women do. Of course, you can do that if you want to look good and you want to meet a different guy, a certain type of guy, and you know that you have to dress a certain type of way. That's definitely okay in my book. But I don't dress up for men. Of course, I dress just in case I meet someone, right? But I told her I said I hate men, and she started laughing, and all the men in the store didn't laugh. Some did laugh, but she said, "You know what? I got a man too, and I hate men too." I was like, "Of course you do." But like, and that's how I say. But now I'm gonna change it up for my audience because I'm changing. I'm gonna just gonna say men are unlovable. But I will always say I hate the men that I hate, and I love the men that I love. And if you didn't make the cut, oh well. And it is Thursday, and this is my TED Talks, and I appreciate everyone just giving me a moment of their time and taking me along with you for your day or morning. And I definitely feel good just having this opportunity to discuss how I feel, and at least if I can help someone in the right direction, that's will be all I need. And I would like to just say thank you for listening to my insight and my perspective. Have a great day, everyone.